Hi everyone, my name is Mark Stevenson and I am in conversation with Dan RETIEF, the well-known sports journalist and man who is passionate about rugby here in South Africa. Dan, your thoughts on the Springboks last week? There's a lot to talk about.
Thank you, Mark. Well, I wasn't that passionate on Saturday. I was appalled how poorly the Springboks played. Because it was a situation that the All Blacks had beaten the Wallabies by a big margin, as we expected, and so the Boks knew exactly what they had to do. And for me, they played with very little energy, with very little substance, without a game plan. They didn't seem to be keen to go for that big victory, and that is a real worry. They go right back to the bash, 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 same old, same old. The only thing that they seem to know how to score a try is to kick to the corner and try and drive a line out over, and that seems to have been worked out by other teams. So if I look at that, you have a chance to win the rugby championship. You have to get a lot of points. You have to score tries to do that. And the Springboks, I'm afraid, at the moment, the way they run the ball is very disappointing. In fact, they hardly ever run the ball. And when they do run the ball, they hardly ever pass it. They keep it amongst the forwards. When they do pass, they pass badly. And they just seem inept in that part of the game. And there comes a time when you have to score 7 pointers, so they have no run round moves, they have no decoy moves, they have nobody hitting the line from the back. To me, it's no wonder that Makazola Mpimpi has become so bad-tempered. The poor guy hardly ever gets the ball. Obviously now that is done, the Rugby Championship didn't come to us, and we can't shy away from the fact that the referees in this game were extremely poor. But the first 3 yellow cards went against Argentina, and we just weren't able to build the momentum playing against 14 men in 3 different sessions. Of course, it doesn't help when Frans Steyn misses penalties to touch, because that's what we're playing for. We're playing for that line out, and then we lose the line out. So that is a problem. But to get back to the referees, Messrs. Murphy, Piardi, and Chris Hart, to me, they really were intrusive. They got in the way of the game. Chris Hart, we saw him in the previous game in Argentina. He's a very obstructive, intrusive TMO. He's everything that is bad about the TMO, as though he's trying to stop the game. But that said, the Springboks have got into the habit of really questioning the referee, shouting at the referee, talking loudly. You can actually see it on TV that it is not just a question, it's a shouted question. So no wonder the referees become upset with them, and then some decisions might go against them, because the referees, as I've said before, are only human and they react to those things. And when I watch the Springbok team behaving like that, I see a team that doesn't have discipline, that maybe doesn't respect their captain, and that's not good. So I think we've moved to a point with very senior players where we might be seeing a Springbok team, and I've seen it before in my career, a team with too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. So the Rugby Championship is done, and next up is the Northern Hemisphere tour, the tour to Europe and Great Britain, and of course lying in the Springboks' future is Ireland, in November, followed by France, who are currently the 2 teams on top of the rugby ranking, number 1 and number 2. So we're really going to be tested. And there are some worries for me in the Springbok side in terms of personnel. We know fly-off is a crisis. Pollard apparently is in better physical condition than we thought he was. I think Elton Jantjies has cooked his goose. And there's really the other 2 are Steyn and Steyn, both in their mid-30s or beyond. So I don't think that's the way you build for the Rugby World Cup. And we really probably need to have a seminar and pull all the young flyers together to find one. Another problem position that I see developing is fullback. We need to settle on who's going to be the next fullback. I think Billy Leroux has maybe run his race. And then in lock, Ibn Etzebeth, Franco Mostert, Loet de Jahr, I think they're being played into the ground. And we need to find substitutes in those positions, because it's one of the strongest Springbok positions is lock. We just seen a record being equalled. Victor Matfield and Bakkies Botha's record has just been equalled by Whitelock and Retallick. And those are positions that the Springboks are always very well served in. That said, the coaches, they've gone into quite a bit of backslapping at how many players they'd blooded in this series. And I don't think so, because some of the young guys got so little time that it really is it's irrelevant, So and now they've got a really tough tour, so there's no time to blood players. And if you're going to do it, you've got to do it properly. Something that has changed now, Erasmus has served his his suspension. He's back as of the 1st of October. And what influence will he have? It was obviously very disruptive, him being away. And let's see what Rassie can do. Is he the man to put the spring back in Springbok, or does he need to rewrite the playbook? And all that done as we take a breather for a month, get our breath back, and all the best to everybody. Watch some URC, and all the best to the South African teams. See you in a month's time.
Thanks, Dan. We certainly look forward to November. Cheers, my friend. Bye-bye.